Welcome back to Congress Unpacked, where we break down Capitol Hill drama so you don't have to. Today, Senator John Kennedy put FBI Director Kash Patel straight in the hot seat, and trust me, it got spicy. First up, Kennedy zeroed in on the recent arrest of a Wisconsin judge accused of helping an illegal immigrant dodge federal custody. Kennedy's point? Judges don't get to play favorites with the law. Patel agreed, everyone's supposed to be held to the same standard.
Mr. Director, worry not, we'll make sure your agency is adequately funded. This judge you arrested in Wisconsin, she was breaking federal law, wasn't she?
Yes, that's why we arrested her.
She was helping an illegal immigrant escape being taken into custody, is that right?
Yes, and the field agents decided to open the case, work the case.
And as Americans, do we get to pick and choose which laws we want to follow?
We do not.
If you're a state court judge, do you get to decide you don't want to follow federal law?
No.
And if you violate federal law, you get arrested, don't you?
Yes, Senator.
That's called equal treatment under the law, isn't it?
Yes, Senator.
But Kennedy wasn't done. He shifted to Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. You remember, the FBI duo caught exchanging anti-Trump texts during the 2016 investigation. Here's the kicker. Strzok walked away with $1.2 million, and Page scored $800,000 in settlements after leaving the FBI. Kennedy called it out as classic Washington corruption, and honestly, the frustration was real.
You remember Lisa Page and Peter Strzok, don't you?
Yes, Senator.
Mr. Strzok worked for the FBI, Mr. Strzok worked for the FBI. I think Ms. Page worked for Justice. The Inspector General found in its investigation that they hated President Trump, and they really wanted Secretary Clinton to win. Is that true?
That's correct, sir.
And this would be the same same Ms. Page who sent an email to Mr. Strzok with whom she was having an affair. Trump's not ever going to become president, right? Right? And Mr. Strzok, with the FBI, senior official at the FBI, replied, quote, no, he won't. We'll stop it. Did I read that correctly?
You did, Senator.
Okay. Now, Ms. Page got quit before she could get fired. Mr. Strzok was fired. And predictably, they filed a lawsuit because in Washington, it's easier to divorce your spouse than it is to fire a federal employee. Why did the FBI give Mr. Strzok $1.2 million and Ms. Page $800,000 to settle a lawsuit?
Senator, I do not know that settlement was reached in the prior administration.
Who made the decision?
The prior Department of Justice.
Who in the prior Department of Justice?
The settlement for that kind of case can only come from the Attorney General, which would be Attorney General Merrick Garland.
So the Attorney General decided to give Mr. Strzok $1.2 million and Ms. Page $800,000 after they were fired after actively interfering in the 2016 election. Is that right?
My understanding is that was a settlement they agreed to.
Pass me the sick bucket, please.
Then came the Hunter Biden laptop bombshell. Kennedy grilled Patel on why the FBI held onto the laptop for 10 months before the 2020 election, while the public was told it was all Russian disinformation. Kennedy wanted names. Who in the FBI kept that story quiet? Patel didn't have them, but promised to dig deeper. Kennedy made it clear, accountability means naming names, not hiding behind departments. And of course, Kennedy couldn't let Epstein go unmentioned. He straight up asked, did Epstein take his own life, or was he silenced? Patel said Epstein hung himself, but admitted the DOJ is still reviewing the case. Kennedy's classic response? Like before I die? He said what so many Americans are thinking, enough with the secrecy.
The Hunter Biden laptop. In October of 2016, shortly before the election, the New York Post wrote a story that was widely covered, talking about Mr. Hunter Biden's influence peddling scheme based on his laptop. A couple of weeks later, Secretary of State, soon to be Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, organized a group of 51 so-called intelligence experts. Had some real rock stars on the list. Jim Clapper, John Brennan, Michael Hayden, Leon Panetta, and they said, oh, no, the story in the New York Post is not true. It's based on Russian disinformation. You remember that?
I do, Senator, as the lead investigator for Russiagate for the House Intel Committee.
Yeah. The FBI had had the laptop for 10 months, hadn't they?
They did, Senator.
So the FBI knew right before the election that it wasn't Russian disinformation, didn't they?
And that was confirmed by the Inspector General's report.
Yeah. Who at the FBI refused to let the FBI tell the American people the truth?
I don't have that name in front of me, sir.
Well, would you look?
I will, sir.
I'd like to know. I'd like a name, not a division. I'd like the name. Person with a brain and a beating heart.
Yes, sir.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself, or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When do you think you'll have it done, Kash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects victims and also doesn't put out into the ether information that is irrelevant for production of the public, such as CSAM.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So, what do you think? Did Patel answer the tough questions, or was it just more dodging? If you want more no-nonsense breakdowns, hit subscribe, like, and drop your hot take in the comments. This is Congress Unpacked. We're here to keep the pressure on, one hearing at a time.